Welcome back to Pace Immigration, paceimmigration.com, talking with Immigration Director Vince Lalonde at Pace Law Firm. Vince, how's it going?
Good. How about you?
Great. Talking today about Caribbean options for Canadians and Americans. Second citizenship. They might be out there wondering, well, why would I need second citizenship? But you've been getting a lot of contacts lately asking for it. So let's go through some of these key features of what people could be looking for.
Yeah, for sure. So we're getting a lot of inquiries lately. I think it's pretty timely to be talking about these programs. So there's a number of different Caribbean citizenship by investment programs out there. There are more similarities than differences. I'm going to be talking about the differences today, but really, like I said, there's more similarities than anything. All of them allow you to get citizenship by either making a donation to the government or investing in real estate. The key programs, all islands in the Eastern Caribbean. They're all small countries: Antigua, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts, and St. Lucia. And they all have great passports, visa-free to over 140 countries around the world, including the EU.
Right. And you've got here why citizenship by investment for Canadians and Americans. There's a lot of reasons for it, actually, including a lot to do with tax policy and retirement options.
Yeah, so the reasons, like I said before, we were talking about it off camera, the reasons why Canadians and Americans are asking about second citizenship, a little bit different from the reasons why someone, let's say, in East Asia or the Middle East might be asking. Those people are more concerned about the passport. They want something that's going to allow them to travel easily to Europe and other countries around the world. For Canadians and Americans, we already have great passports. So the reasons are a little bit different, usually have more to do with tax planning, financial planning, maybe a great destination for retirement, Also, they could be a hedge against uncertainty. I think we've all seen what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. You never know what's going to happen in your country. You might feel you're living in a stable and secure country now, but things can change very quickly. I don't think too many Russians or Ukrainians could have predicted the situation they would be in now. And also, at the end of the day, it's really fast and easy and actually relatively inexpensive to get one of these passports. So in a way, it's like, why not?
Yeah, it's a good insurance policy for the future. And like you said, it comes with the tax considerations as well as a great retirement option, as opposed to, say, Florida for the average Canadian or something like that.
Yeah, like you said. Yeah, a lot of Americans, Canadians now retiring in Mexico, Panama. So why not retire in the Caribbean? The weather's just as good, beautiful beaches, and you can get citizenship.
Right. We've got here some key factors for what the best program is. 1 through 5, we've got cost, wealth management and tax planning, passport, real estate, and lifestyle. We're going to go through those with each of the programs in these slides. Talk about the cost factor here.
Yeah, so cost, again, all of the programs are relatively inexpensive. When I say relatively, I'm comparing these to some of the other citizenship and residency by investment programs, let's say in Europe. So the cost is very reasonable. For the donation option, like I said, that most of these programs have a donation option and a real estate option. Either one, an investment in real estate or a donation to the government, will lead to citizenship. But the cost is a little bit different for each program. Probably the cheapest ones are Dominica if you're a single applicant, or maybe St. Lucia. If you're a family, probably Antigua. But this slide is really kind of an oversimplification. We really have to look at how many people are coming with you. For these Caribbean programs, you can bring your spouse, your kids, and even your parents. So we could have a really big group of people all getting their citizenship together at the same time with a single investment. So, these amounts like, 100,000 or 130,000, that could be a lot of people coming over together for that amount. But like I said, every program calculates the cost a little bit differently. So we really have to look at how many people in your family, what type of investment you're making, whether it's real estate or donation, to determine which one is the cheapest. But usually, like I said, the ones that we think of as the cheaper ones are the Antigua program, Dominica, St. Lucia.
Okay. We've got wealth management and tax planning considerations. It looks like St. Kitts and the island of Nevis has top billing for you.
Yeah, so for wealth management and tax planning, they're all great options. They're all tax-free for residents, no tax on your worldwide income. But there are a couple that stand out as, I would say, traditional tax havens. One of them is St. Kitts, so in particularly the island of Nevis. So St. Kitts and Nevis, there are two islands, and Nevis is the tax haven. So Nevis has excellent offshore banking and insurance services. They don't publicize the names of owners or directors of offshore companies. Incorporation, you only need one director and one shareholder who could be the same person. Trusts, companies, and their owners all pay zero tax on income earned outside of Nevis, and they don't have any tax treaties with other countries. So all features of some of the bigger, more traditional tax havens that we usually think of, like BVI or Cayman Islands.
Right. Dominica is also on your list for the tax planning purposes and financial planning purposes. Go through some of these.
Yeah, so very similar to what we've seen with Nevis and some of the other traditional tax havens out there. Offshore corporations, trusts, and foundations, easy to create. You're not going to pay any income, corporate, or capital gains tax on any income earned abroad. There's no withholding taxes on no estate taxes. Goes on and on. Also, very strong privacy protection for owners and directors of offshore companies. And information on offshore account holders not shared with tax authorities of any other country. Okay, so like I said, a lot of the traditional tax haven features.
Right. That's the tax planning and the financial planning outlook. The passport, Canadians and Americans might be thinking, well, I've already got a powerful passport, but there are some considerations here.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, the passport isn't really a big concern for most Canadians and Americans, but there could be some advantages, particularly with the Grenada and Dominica passports, because those allow visa-free travel to China, Russia, and Cuba. And a lot of Canadians, Americans are going to be traveling to China or Russia for business. Americans might have some family or business ties in Cuba, but because with the US passport, it's very difficult to travel to Cuba. You might want to consider one of these two passports if you're in that situation.
All right, and we'll carry on to the real estate factor. As you were mentioning, there is the you can make a donation or you can invest in real estate, but some people might be interested in actually purchasing real estate and using it.
Yeah, we're seeing that more and more. Like with the other countries that I mentioned, like I said, if you're Chinese or you're from the Middle East, you're more interested in the passport. You don't really care about real estate. So most of my Chinese clients and my Middle Eastern clients will simply choose the donation option. Canadians and Americans, a lot of them are thinking about retirement, and actually the Caribbean is very close. You can fly to any island in the Caribbean in a couple hours from almost any city in North America. So a lot of Canadians and Americans are thinking about spending more time down there. So real estate is more of a serious option. Dominica and Antigua are probably the cheapest real estate options. It's a $200,000 minimum investment. Okay, but like I said before, if you're talking about making an investment in real estate or purchasing real estate, you don't necessarily automatically just buy the cheapest thing out there. Okay, when I bought my house in Toronto, I didn't just look through the listings and pick the cheapest house. I looked at a number of factors: location, size, etc. So you're going to be looking at different factors. For all of these Caribbean programs, you can't just go down there and buy any real estate that you want to. Okay, you have to purchase property in an approved real estate project. Okay, so the government will approve certain projects that allow you to get citizenship by making an investment in those projects. And they all have great options, but I would highlight St. Kitts because St. Kitts has been around for a long time. So there are over 100 approved real estate options. So you're just going to have more choice. Okay, so I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know what the clients are looking for when they're thinking about buying real estate down there. But if you want a lot of variety, a lot of choice, you might want to think about St. Kitts because there are so many options.
Excellent. Lifestyle considerations, Antigua and Dominica top your list.
Yeah, I mean, this is really, really subjective. Probably, I mean, all of these slides are a little bit subjective. This one is probably the most subjective. It really depends on what you're looking for. And the lifestyle can be very similar in all of these islands. But the two that I wanted to highlight are Antigua because it is a transportation and business hub in the Eastern Caribbean. You can fly from all over the world directly to Antigua. I've flown London to Antigua before. So really easy to get in and out of. A lot of big international events are held every year in Antigua. So maybe a little bit more of an international feel there. The other one that I wanted to highlight is Dominica, because Dominica is a little bit of a larger island. Then its nickname is the Nature Island of the Caribbean. So there are a lot of different types of lifestyle activities that you could partake in Dominica that maybe wouldn't necessarily be available in some of the other countries. They all have beautiful beaches. They all have great weather, but just maybe some different options.
Right. And that leads us to what's best for you. Again, it is terribly subjective, but you do have some points here for each of these islands.
Yeah, I'd say, just to kind of wrap up what I've been talking about, if you're thinking mostly about cost and lifestyle, then maybe you could look at Antigua. If you're really interested in real estate and financial planning, if those are your main considerations for obtaining second citizenship, then maybe St. Kitts. Dominica for cost, financial planning, and lifestyle. And of course, honorable mentions, Grenada, St. Lucia. They're all great options. They're all great countries. My suggestion is, in January next year, January, February, plan a trip, go down, take a look at all of them, meet the people, take a look around, look at some real estate, and see which one's best for you.
Yeah, back in my shipping days, I went to every single one of these places that you have listed, and they are indeed beautiful. So I would recommend going down and checking them out for sure.
Great excuse.
Exactly. So Vince Lalonde, Lalonde at pacelawfirm.com. That's how to reach you. What would you like to see in that initial correspondence?
Yeah, maybe just let me know why you're thinking about getting a second passport. What are your primary considerations? We can talk about it. I don't mind setting up a call, jumping on a Zoom call anytime, and going over some of the pros and cons. Maybe at the end of the day, we end up looking at citizenship in a country outside of the Caribbean, Egypt, Turkey. There are citizenship by investment programs all over the world. But something I'm happy to talk to you about.
Excellent. You've helped many people with this, Vince. I know you can help the people that are watching right now. You can reach him at vlalonde at pacelawfirm.com. Vince, we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Talk to you soon, Sean.
Bye-bye.